Hey, what's up guys, Vinith here. I'm back with another camera review. Thank you so much for all the love you guys have shown on my recent video of Moto X4's camera review. It means a lot to me. If you've not seen that video, I'll leave a card in the right top corner. Now in today's video, I'll be reviewing camera of OnePlus 5T. Alongside that, I'll also be comparing some of the samples from OnePlus 5 which has a slightly different camera setup. Now before jumping into the video, if you end up liking what you see and appreciate the effort that goes into making such contents, and subscribe to my channel if you're new for more quality tech content. Now without any further ado, let's jump into the video. OnePlus 5T has equipped with dual camera setup which might look similar from the exterior, but the internals have changed. Instead of having a wide angle and telephoto lens setup like OnePlus 5, in 5T we get two lenses with similar 27mm focal length. The primary camera is a 16 megapixel sensor with wide f1.7 aperture. It has 1.12 micron pixel size and has electronic image stabilization. Secondary lens, however, is a low light lens. It's not a telephoto lens, it's a low light 20 megapixel lens with f1.7 aperture and 1 micron pixel size. The main camera has a face detection autofocus which can give you a smooth focusing while shooting. Now that the secondary telephoto lens has been replaced, the 2x zoom feature on the camera app is purely digital. The secondary lens is used by default when you shoot in low light conditions. Even to bring you that portrait mode, both the camera lenses are used. I have tested this and it does stand true. If I hide the secondary lens when I need to take a photo in low light condition, or if I am using a portrait mode, there is a message that appears on the screen that says lens is covered. Like OnePlus 5, 5T also doesn't have optical image stabilization on either of the lenses. That's kind of a bummer, but what is more sad is they have included this in OnePlus 3T and it's not there in OnePlus 5T. The front facing camera on this OnePlus 5T is a 16 megapixel sensor with f2.0 aperture. Camera interface has remained unchanged almost from OnePlus 5 because the recent update that OnePlus 5T has got changes to camera app too. On launching the app, the default mode selected is the camera 1. Swiping to the right will enable the video mode and swiping to the left will take you to the portrait mode. The manual mode is only available for photos. That's also one of the bummer. I have taken its camera to almost 3 states to bring you the heaps of samples. This has been my main vlogging camera in my recent solo ride to Udupi and Goa. Please note that all these images are clicked with auto HDR mode. In most of the samples you will see that 5T captures very good images, and under good lighting conditions the results are exceptional. The brightness seems just on point on almost every occasion. I did observe a small glitch in setting the white balance correct. Here are two images shot from OnePlus 5T with a slight change of overhead angle. It was an early morning when I clicked these images. When I did it with OnePlus 5 for the same shot, then in both the angles, it got it right. Sharpness and details are good but could have been better considering the wide aperture and amount of light these lenses let in. The images might seem very punchy and sharp when you view it on OnePlus 5T itself since it has an optic AMOLED screen, but when you view these images on some other display, then you can understand what I mean. The wider aperture does help in capturing the close-up objects with true bokeh. True color tones and dynamic color range is something that impressed me a lot. Saturation is just on point in almost every occasion, and you can see that the camera handles the harsh light conditions very easily. In low light condition, the shots are pretty good too, thanks to the secondary low light lens and its wide 1.7 aperture that allows more light to enter into the camera. The noise is still there, but it's less than OnePlus 5. In the absence of optical image stabilization, the camera boosts ISO to add additional light, and that is causing this noise. You can take advantage of Pro mode to lower the exposure and reduce the noise. In most of the cases of portrait mode, the camera app can differentiate where to cut the line between the close-up object and the distant background, and it has improved over the recent camera update that this OnePlus 5T has got. Coming to the video performance of the rear camera, I do miss the optical image stabilization here, but the electronic stabilization does a good job in maintaining the jerks and shakes as low as possible. You can shoot 4K videos at 30 frames per second, 1080p videos up to 60 frames per second, and slow-mo goes up to 720p at 120 frames per second. Now let's talk about the front-facing camera. Like OnePlus 5T also has a 16 megapixel sensor with f2.0 aperture. The photos are at par with one of the most expensive flagships out there. The beauty mode and the other features comes in handy to get those beautiful selfies. One of the things that I miss in OnePlus 5T is OnePlus should have included a selfie flash, since it uses screen flash, which is good when you're near to the camera, but is a disaster when you're taking a group selfie. The selfie camera is capable of shooting 1080p videos. Here are some samples. I hope the samples and review helped you to get a fair idea about the camera setup on OnePlus 5T. Let me know what you guys think about the OnePlus 5T's camera. In my opinion, it has the best camera setup in the market for the price it has been offered for. If you're a OnePlus 5 owner, then I don't think you should be upgrading to OnePlus 5T just because of this camera. That 18:9 display could be a reason, but it's surely not a significant upgrade in the camera section. Just wait for the OnePlus 6 or 60 if that is coming 6 months later. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I have also been posting the camera sample of these phones on social media networks recently to give you a quick idea about them. So if you don't want to wait for such reviews, so you can always follow me on these accounts to get all the behind the scene activities and earliest answer to your queries. I'll also be comparing its camera with Honor 7X, OnePlus 5 Moto X4. So if you're still not subscribed, then do it right now so you won't miss out on any of the amazing videos coming on this channel. That's pretty much it, guys. This is Vinith signing off. You people have a wonderful time. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace!